Go.
All right. Welcome, everybody.
Folks.
Hey, Melinda. All right. Hello, Bob.
There. How's everybody doing?
Well, I'm doing great. I can't speak for everyone else, of course.
Sure, you could.
Sure, you're the moderator.
Well, I can tell you that we've got a great slideshow ahead of us tonight. Some fantastic stereo photos that I'm very excited to share from the group.
Is Twix going to be live
It
tonight?
is. It is live right now. I've got all
Oh,
the streams running.
okay. I'm not doing something right then.
Are you
I
on your
thought I
loom pad?
clicked the link from the email, and I'm on a GGSS 3D live
What you
official
want
website here.
what you want to do is go into the Twitch app on your loom pad.
Okay. Thought I had done that, but okay. Where are you hiding, Mr. Twitch? There we go. Okay. No content available.
Do you see
Yeah, here we go.
GGSS?
There we are. All
Awesome.
right. It's
All
side by
right.
side. So do I need to?
Then you need to share it with the Leia Tube app.
Okay. So we go up to the share icon. Come on. Ah. Okay. Well, I'll figure this out.
All right, sure. Let me know if you need any help, but it sounds like you're close. All right. The links to our live streams, speaking of them, are in the chat right now, and of course, I'll be sharing my screen on Zoom as well. We'll also have a poll tonight during the slideshow. As each stereo photo is displayed, please use the poll to rank each stereo photo on a scale of 1 to 5. 1 being okay, 5 being wow. The poll can be used inside Zoom as a sidebar, although I haven't started the poll yet. But if that's not convenient, you can also use your smartphone or tablet with the QR code that I'm going to put in the chat right now. So let me set that up, and then we'll get started. While I set this up, does anyone have anything they would like to announce or share?
Yes, I would like to announce that once again I am chairing the PSA 3D Division Non-Star Competition, and I will shortly put a link to that in the chat. Now, you must be a PSA member to participate. There is no charge, so it's completely free. And the 3D division will be awarding 3 medals, a gold, silver, or bronze. Or last year, there were only 2 people who entered, so they only awarded 2 medals, gold and silver. Had a third person entered, they would have won the medal no matter how horrible their photos were. So basically, I think it's worth entering. I don't know if we'll get more people this year, but since there's no fee, there's nothing to lose. So I will shortly put a link to that in the chat.
Yeah, please do. And I encourage everyone here to enter. Let's make this a successful exhibition. And as Herb said, we've got nothing to lose. There isn't even an entry fee. All right. The chat, the poll, is now live. If you're in Zoom, you can access it as a sidebar. There's also a QR code in the chat if you prefer to use your smartphone or other device. And I'll add that participation is optional, but we do encourage you to participate if you can. And I will show the results after the slideshow. please do not vote for your own photo. If your own photo is displayed, just don't select a score at all. None of the rankings are required. And I've got mine
We
up.
do this while we're looking at them, or
Yeah.
are
Hey,
we going to do
Phyllis.
it after?
That's the idea. We're not doing it after the slideshow anymore. We're doing it
Okay.
during the slideshow. If
Okay.
you need extra time to catch up, I'll make sure before I show the results. The idea is that this is a little bit more engaging and it's a little less exhausting to do a big poll at the end of the meeting at 9 o'clock. So it's been working out so far. We'll see how it goes tonight. All right. If there are no other questions, I think we're ready to start the slideshow. Let me share my screen. And it often takes me a few times to get this right, so bear with me. All right, I think I got it right the first time. So right now, if you're following along on our YouTube stream, our Twitch stream, or our screen share, you should see our title slide. Our first photo tonight is by Ed. And the title, there we go, is Asbestos Fibers. Ed, are you with us?
Yeah, I am here.
Welcome.
Yeah, the story is there was this abandoned building near my house, and this is like 30 years ago, and I don't know exactly what prompted me to do it, but I was wandering around this empty building and I found this industrial boiler that had like 2 inches or 3 inches of asbestos insulation around it, and I just took a pickle jar and scraped some into the jar, and it's been sitting in my drawer for like decades. And just the other day, I thought it might be interesting to look up close. So that's what this is. It was in a petri dish with a glass cover, so it was enclosed. It was very gray and really kind of ugly. I actually used some acetate color filters, so they're a yellow from one side and blue on the other, just to give it a little bit of life. But these the fibers are very, very, very fine, and they split longitudinally again and again and again. They just get finer and finer and finer little threads or needles that what makes it dangerous is just bury themselves in your body tissues. But like I said, it was all enclosed, so it was relatively safe as far as I know.
Yeah, that's a very unique view. Ed, do you know what magnification you were using to capture this stereo micro?
This is 20, no, 10 times.
Wow.
So not really high.
On this,
Did I used, I either that one, or sometimes I've been using, I take these pictures with an Android tablet connected to my camera, and there's one called a steroid
3D
3D steroid,
yeah.
or something like that. And I use that. It has a feature like a, what do you call, like a auto adjust feature. So I don't remember if I used that one or stereo.
I was going to suggest that in Stereo Photo Maker, when you go under the adjustments, if you pick the left image as your base image, the right image will end up being the same as far as it won't be as blown out. The right image here looks a little blown out, where the left one is really good. So it actually would make the right image look more like the left image as far as your exposure goes. So you might try that.
Okay. Oh, you mean like even the light, even up the lighting? You mean? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it fixes the lighting.
Oh, okay.
It'll make it'll make the really bright white spots look more like the ones on the left if you pick that one as your main image.
I think you're talking
Everything
about
else stays the same.
the auto color adjuster. I'm trying it now. It doesn't fix the blown out white on the right eye. I don't think you can fix that exactly. You could
It's worked for
darken
me.
it or dodge it. Okay. The fibers look great. They're super sharp.
Yeah, they do.
But are really
There's some really
the
interesting shapes. The only thing that doesn't work for me are those 3 diagonal lines in the upper left quadrant there that violate and produce a lot of rivalry. If you could clone those out, I think it would really help.
On the which side? Oh, I see what you're talking about. On the
They
upper
start
left corner.
halfway up on the left and go to the center top.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Otherwise,
I think
really
It's a
interesting.
really cool image.
Yeah.
I like the image.
It was really hard to find. I mean, it had those like 2 or 3 inch wide dish full of this powdery stuff, and those fibers are so wild. I mean, this was as close as I could get to having a equal distant, more or less, because they shoot in all directions, and trying to get them trying to find a little quartering that I could capture without that, like you're saying, that window violation. Yeah, I would just have to like erase them out pretty much, I think.
or use a narrow stereo base. I mean, even if it is a 1/4 inch, it might be a little bit too much.
I don't know what you mean by that.
The stereo is a little bit extreme. I mean, it's not painful to view, but it feels like it's I don't know, within 3 inches of my nose. So I'm kind of looking a little close to
It worked on mine.
fuse the images.
What are you
It works.
using?
It works for me too. It's just a little bit challenging, especially in that upper left area.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Ed. And I know we have another version of this to look forward to. And 3D Steroid Pro, I believe, is made by the same person who does Stereo Photo Maker. Does anyone know? Am I right about that?
That is correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
He may be i3D steroid. but,
i3D Steroid is what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Masuji's program as well. It's just not as elaborate.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Ed. Next, we have a photo by Herb. Before I show it, I do want to note that Herb has put the link to the 2026 PSA 3D Division Non-Star competition in the chat, so be sure to check that out. But until then, let's hear from Herb about famous cats Steve Jobs.
Okay, so these are not only they conversions, but they're AI generated conversions. So I'm using a program called Midjourney to generate a image or to generate images, and then I use Owl 3D to convert them to 3D. And so the prompt for this particular image is a color photograph of a cat that looks like and is dressed like Steve Jobs on a stage giving a presentation.
Well, he's got the turtleneck, so that part is accurate.
Looks kind of religious. Maybe he's doing catechism or something.
Ooh,
Oh, sorry.
That's a good one.
And
I did think preacher the first time I saw it, although preacher creature.
And all of the cats that I've been doing are in a free PDF book. I'm going to put the link to that in the chat. So it's a PDF that you can download. You can look at it on your computer. You can print it if you're so inspired. The introduction provides a lot of information on how the whole thing is done, and each image includes the prompt that was used to generate it. So hopefully it's educational as well as entertaining.
Herb, is this a new book or is it a continuation of the first one?
It is basically, I update the book whenever I have new cats. So each version replaces the previous version.
Oh,
So
okay.
yes, it's new. And
Okay.
if you go to the link next week or next month, you might find additional images that are not there this week or this month.
I see. Okay, thank you.
Herb, to me, the whiskers on the left side of the picture, or the cat's face right side, look like they're behind his head. I mean, they could be going back, but they should probably be attached a little farther forward.
Right. And so basically this is, one of the known problems with conversions such as OWL 3D is that very thin lines are very difficult to do. So yes, what I have chosen, I admittedly don't have the skill and I don't want to invest the time, so you can consider that a criticism of myself, to do any manual editing, fixing the depth map or anything. So each of these is exactly what's generated, and many people have noted that whiskers are very problematic for OWL 3D and any 3D conversion, in fact. So
So on that topic, I've got another more generic question. Could you in Midjourney say, generate me a Steve Jobs cat in 3D, or a left and right view?
No. Midjourney does not do anything with 3D or left-right images. Midjourney generates only a single image.
I wonder what would happen if you ask for cats without any whiskers. Would it still look like a cat, or would it fix it, or?
Well, I believe it would. I haven't tried that. I believe you would get cats without whiskers, but I think it just wouldn't look right.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because some of the images, the whiskers are less disturbing than others. So
And I'll add,
it is if I had a cat that would dress like Steve Jobs and stand up like that and pose long enough for me to take a picture, I wouldn't have used AI.
And I'll add that I don't think there's any 3D conversion utility available now, none that I'm aware of, that really can do things like whiskers or the rigging on a ship. These kinds of thin lines, as you said, Herb, pose a challenge for these 2D to 3D conversion apps.
Yeah, and actually, for people who have watched some of the New York Stereoscopic Association shows, which um, there was actually a lot of discussion previously this season about the limitations of 3D conversions, and thin lines were one of the problems. There were other problems as well. It turns out transparent or reflective surfaces are very problematic for 3D conversion, and a very interesting reason why that is so is that many of the things that are creating depth maps are designed for self-driving cars, and they want to know where the mirror is or where the window is so they don't crash into it. They don't want to know where the virtual image is because that's not what they're interested in. So one of the problems is that the people who design these algorithms aren't necessarily designing them to be useful for stereoscopic conversions. They're designing them for completely different reasons. And so understanding that gives you a greater appreciation of what is possible and what is not possible with 3D conversion. And so I have a section in the book where I actually talk about those limitations.
All right. Well, thank you, Herb. Yes, that's fascinating. And those New York Stereoscopic Association meetings are recorded and they are posted on YouTube, not right away, but they're definitely worth viewing for that discussion and other reasons as well. I've been forgetting to start the timer, but I will be more consistent with that. Thank you, Herb. Next, we have a photo by Roberto. Hello, Roberto. The title is Angel.
Yes, well, as you can see, this time I'm going to show you a lot of nudity. So this is, I took this one last Saturday. Here in Mexico was a nude day, so we were allowed to go outside and be naked. So this was part of an some activities that were took place in a park near my house. And there were many artists doing different kind of sets to take some pictures. So this one was with this trans girls that was trying to get this pose with these wings, and I like the result. Maybe I have to take a little bit separate the cameras a little bit more because it was a little bit far, so the stereoscopic view is not that appealing. But the results, I like it. She was into the light, and the background is into the shadow, so it pop-ups the figure of the pose. So I like this one. Actually, I was trying to do more stuff, chachas with a drone, but the police, some policemen didn't allow me to take my drone out.
Really? Wow.
Yes.
And Roberto, I think the stereo is fine. I mean, the depth looks fine to me.
Yeah, I agree. I think you got the separation just right.
Yeah.
I agree.
It's not too much.
Stereo,
Anymore,
yeah.
you have some real hyper stuff going on.
And you've got the subject just behind the window. That's perfectly appropriate. And the thing, and what I like best is the lighting. You've got such a beautiful glow on the subject, and the background is nicely muted. It's very striking.
Actually, that was a mistake. The glow is because the lens were dirty, so
Well, it works, but I mean, you've got a big brightness difference between the subject and the background, and that gives it a lot of punch.
Yeah,
It would have been interesting if that gentleman on the right had moved into the frame a bit. Would
yes.
provide a little.
Yeah,
New-
they were like 20 people behind me, so and trying to get in the wings, so it was really fast. It was like I don't know. We were like 15 photographers behind me and other I don't know like 20 or 30 models. So this was like 2-3 minutes taking shots, and then the next one. So it was really fast. So we couldn't plan the shot with more details that we could like.
I think you could separate her from the background and do some really nice artistic variations on this as well.
Thank you. Yes, and I have to recover some shadows because the sun was a little bit harsh. It was at noon, so I have to bring it out so that it wasn't that hard to see.
You still preserved excellent detail in those wings, as bright as they are. You know, they're not blown out. We can still see all of that that wonderful texture.
Well, the RXOs works with these steps, lighting steps, so you can recover a lot.
Very nice. Well done, Roberto. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Next is a photo by Melinda. This is Bouquet Bearer. Melinda, take it away.
Thanks. Yeah, this is a good friend of mine. Well, actually, Christian, who has the airplane that we used. He had his 30th wedding anniversary at this fancy old Victorian in San Francisco, and this was right at the end, and we're helping them carry out a bunch of gifts and things, and this was an old friend of his who was staying in town with him, and I talked to all night, and he was just carrying these bouquets while we were waiting for transportation, and I just took a snap. We were talking about stereo photography, so I just took a couple to show him. I like this one. I like the architecture a lot.
Yeah.
Also.
That's challenging light as an interior shot. Did you use your Beam Pro for this?
I believe that I did, and yes, it was very low light, so I was having a lot of trouble with motion blur. If he moved at all, it kind of ruined the shot. So this was actually the only one that was pretty sharp. But I didn't really have to do anything with it. This is almost as it came out of the camera.
That's my experience with the Beam Pro 2. It's not great for interiors. Tends to slow the shutter down more than we like for stereo. But this one really works. I don't really notice any motion blur or distortion. And your subject doesn't seem to be posing to me. It looks like he's in the middle of some action.
It looks to me like he's suffering quietly something.
Yeah.
But
it's like he's going to give away the bride. Where was this location, Melinda? It's really nice.
It was on what is it? Fulton, I think. Can't think of any nearby landmarks, but north of Market. Pretty easy to get to. Just kind of tucked away. It's some kind of club. I forget what it is, but I don't know. I think they're members or something like that. So they rented out the main rooms.
Yeah, very nice. One of my goals is to do more interior stereo photography, so I'm very impressed by this.
Thank you.
Thank you, Melinda. Steve, tell us about your alien encounter, which is the title as well.
Matt, I probably don't have to tell you too much about this because this is you. And I think it was last month you showed one of the pictures of it was Anthony McCall First Light. Is that what it's called? Do you remember?
That's
that the
what
name
it
of it?
is, yeah.
It was an art display we went to with beams of light projected, and they had some mist or smoke in the room, and I think what's happening here is the beam of light is catching the edges of Matt's glasses. What's protruding from the side of his face. So it kind of looks like these glowing eyes. I'm amazed that I was able to get a picture, get enough light to register on, the trusty W3.
Interesting in pseudo as well. It's more of a human head effect coming forward.
Oh yeah,
Well, let's
I like
try
that. I like that even better, I think.
I mean, you don't get that receding tunnel, but I really like, it's more alien to me in pseudo.
The streams will catch up. I just swapped the image in so that we can see it in pseudo. It should pop up
in regular.
there.
The top of the image is coming through the window quite a bit, but the pseudo version is comfortable.
Gives it an otherworldly thing with that tunnel, actually a positive.
Turns it into a cone.
Right. Yeah.
No.
All right, I'm going to switch this back before I forget, because I usually do. Steve, it's so interesting that my camera, I took a photo of you in this light with the Beam Pro, and my light came out purple, and yours came out green. Did you manipulate that, or is that how it came out of the camera?
Oh, this is exactly how it came out. Yeah, I don't remember there was much color in it. It seemed like everything was kind of white and gray, and so yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure where your color or my color was coming from, but our cameras are being creative.
Yeah, I think it was just such a low light environment. The cameras must have been sort of reading some kind of phantom color or something. That's just how it reached the sensor, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that was a great event, Steve. Thanks for inviting me. It was a great 3D event also for us stereo
I'm glad I
photographers.
stumbled on it. I was heading to a Sketchfest show that turned out to be a dud, but on the way I saw this, and that was not a dud.
Yeah. I got a lot of mileage out of it myself with my photos. So thanks, Steve.
Thanks for being such a good subject.
You got it. Phyllis, who's your companion there?
Oh, that was Quileute.
Quileute?
It was my cat.
Well, beautiful cat.
He was trying to get into someplace he wasn't supposed to under my computer. So
yeah, that's a cat's prerogative.
Yeah.
I've got a couple, but they're locked out of the room so they don't cause any havoc here. Bob, you're up next, but before I show your photo, I wanted to mention two things, and we can talk about this in depth after the slideshow if you want. The first is that I really enjoyed your Stereo World article, the last issue of Stereo World. This was about Andy Warhol's factory. The title is A Walk on the Wild Side, and stereo photographs made by Ronnie Cutrone. Did I pronounce that right?
Catrone, I believe.
Catrone. Excellent article. Thank you. I encourage everyone to read it if they haven't. And second, Bob, I see that you are you're the subject of the next meeting of the virtual stereoscopic community this Sunday, the 7th. So,
right. I was going to ask if you could talk to them and get them to use a Twitch room, if possible.
I'd be happy
I just
to
realized
talk to
the other
them,
day
yeah.
that I didn't know what kind of presentation they had available, and I'm assuming it's probably going to be all singing, all dancing, all anaglyph.
All anaglyph, yes. Well, you know, we're tough. We can handle it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
We can handle it.
I think it's at 11 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. You might want to double check that. Bob, I will definitely try to attend that.
Oh, thanks.
That meeting of the virtual stereoscopic community. And there's a link in the chat about the virtual stereoscopic community. It doesn't have, I don't think there's a lot of information about Bob's presentation, but we know Bob, we know that it'll be worth seeing. So that said, let's enjoy a stereo photo by Bob. The title is Angkor Wat Reflection. And this will pop up on Twitch in just a few moments.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Wow.
Yeah, this is one I've shown before, and I worked on it a bit here. The original had the water coming right through the window, which I have mixed feelings about, but so I skewed it back a bit, and I also gave the flower its own little highlight. But yeah, no, it's an amazing place if you ever have a chance to visit.
Now, was this taken with a long lens?
Not that long. I had a twin Canon rig that didn't have that long a lens. I think the longest it had was 70 millimeters. I was right up to the pond. Pretty close.
It's a really strange effect. I mean, I like it a lot, but the all of the lily pads look completely two-dimensional. It looks like it's just sort of a layer in the scene, but the reflections of the buildings are clearly much further back than that, and the stereo window is a little bit in front, and maybe that one flower is a little bit separated, but it's I'm trying to figure out why like that middle layer turned out to look so
well, that could have had
flat.
That could have had something to do with my skewing the water. I'll have to go back to the original and look at that reflection again. I have several different versions of this, some that show the towers itself, but I like the reflection, and it didn't bother me that they were kind of back in space.
No, I like the composition a lot. I think that's a good choice. And I like the effect. I think it would be good to figure out what's going on and to be able to control that.
But also, for me, you know, the towers of Angkor Wat were made to look like the lotus flower, which that is. So I like the association there.
It's just stunning.
Yeah, very powerful.
Thank you.
Did
I am
you?
trying this one upside down and works amazingly.
Yeah, I thought about doing some mirroring on this, but I like just the basic feel of it. But yeah, I'll have to stand on my head and look at it.
Did you do any work in Photoshop to lighten or highlight the flower?
Yes, I brightened the flower, and I also did a saturation on the sky because nobody knows what the sunset. It actually looked more like that before I took the picture, but it helped to add some saturation to it to give it that orange glow.
Yeah, I think that was very successful.
I tried flipping it upside down too. I agree. It's very dramatic.
I'll have to try that later. On the loom pad, I'm looking at it, and it seems like I could push it forward even a little bit. Seems like it's in back of the window more than I was planning. And the same when I free view it. I think I might want to do that.
All right. Well, thank you, Bob.
Sure.
And bear with me for just a moment. There we go. All right. The next photo, and that's telling me to hurry up and show the next photo, which is by me. The title, Hollow Log on the Big Nasty Trail. This is a hike that I took a couple months ago, and I've shown one or two photos from it. This is up in the lava beds in Northern California, Southern Oregon. I took this trail a bit early in the season. It was, I think, mid-April, and the trail doesn't generally open until May because of unpredictable weather. So there were a lot of fallen trees on this hike, and I took this shot. I like the general form. I like the depth. I wish I had put more light inside that log. I've tried shadow highlights. I've tried exposure with different masks and that kind of thing. But unfortunately, there just isn't a lot of detail in that dark spot. It just kind of turns to noise. So there's not necessarily a lot to see inside this log, but it is coming out the window a bit.
I don't think it's necessary to see inside. It looks, it's got great contrast. I think it looks really good this way.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, it has a humanoid shape to it. Looks like a creature. I'd love to see this in some overcast, more atmospheric weather.
It was a little gray, and I did, in fact, try a black and white version of this, but it just didn't work as well for me. So I kept it as is. I did bring up the yellows and the greens just a touch to give it some color.
The only, I don't know if it bothers anyone else, there's that patch of white in the left chip that's cut off in the right. I don't know, if you were thinking of this as a creature coming at you, it would just be to the left of his head. But it's a bright little patch of white.
Yeah, I think
It's
I see
not-
exactly
some
what
sky
you're seeing.
on
Some
one
sky.
side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trees. If that could be cloned, I think it would. For me, it's a little distracting.
Yeah,
I
that's a
didn't even
good
notice
call.
it.
I can easily paint that out or disguise it somehow.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was just me or if it bothered anyone else, but it leaped out at me, just like that log creature is
Well,
doing.
if it's leaping out at you, then I better do something about it. That's
Well, he's got feet, he's got hands. It's really wonderful
oh, thank
It's
shape.
got a lot of hands.
The Stranger Thing monster.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there we go.
Just
Yeah.
two main ones and two legs. And he's,
And if you like creepy humanoid stuff. The movie Backrooms is out now, and it's very good.
I've been hearing great
What,
things about it. Did you see it?
Backrooms?
Backrooms, yeah.
I'm not familiar with it.
Yeah, just walk in cold. That's probably a good way to do it.
Is it in 3D?
No, unfortunately. I
What?
hope it gets converted. It would be a good
Who made it?
candidate.
When was it made? Who was?
Kanye Pearson's. He's famous for this series of amateur videos that grew around this one image that somebody found on 4chan of all places, and people started making their own videos, and the stories just sort of organically grew around these videos. It's quite an interesting phenomenon. But if you're interested, yeah, just go and see the movie. That'd be a great way to get an introduction.
Yeah.
Where's it playing?
It's in the theaters.
Pretty much everywhere. I'm sure you can find it.
It is playing
It's called
theatrically.
Backrooms.
Backrooms, yeah.
I was going to post some information about it in the chat, but I think Melinda is right. It's better just to go in with no expectations. It's definitely, yeah, it's a significant movie, I would say, but and it probably would look great in 3D. Independent production. I'll leave it there. I don't want to talk it up, but thank you, Melinda. Let's move on to our next maker. This will be by Ed. Ed, this is your asbestos polarized.
Yeah, I took a little pinch of and I mixed it with some glue, and I put it on a slide, and I did the tilt method. So, it's polarized, so you can see the way it refracts, and it was interesting because you can see the way these thicker fibers, they're not really thick fibers, they just splinter into these hairs, and they just splinter and splinter and splinter, and they split ad infinitum. So anyway, so it was like, I don't know, I just thought it was interesting. Took a picture.
You can imagine those splintering in your lungs. That's why it's so bad.
That's the problem, yeah.
So they get into your skin. People, wearing gloves and things.
In your skin, it's probably not so bad, but in the, deep in your air sacs in your lungs, it's very bad.
It's a wonderful designed image. Great composition.
Yeah, it's like it's like an abstract painting.
Yeah, I like it.
Ed, I'm not clear about the polarizing effect that you're using here. Are you using a polarizer over your lens? Is that what that means?
It's two parts. There's one element under between the light source and the subject, and then another it's called an analyzer above so it polarizes one, and then you can rotate the bottom one to get to cross the polarization, and it's a various degrees, so you can get them. I'm not an optical engineer. That's pretty much all I know.
Yeah.
Well, it just changes. It changes all the colors, right? As you
it doesn't change the
angle.
colors. It intensifies the colors. It filters out the I don't know, that the polarization, it refracts in the fibers, and then the upper one filters out everything else. So all you get is the diffracted colors that are coming through the material, as I understand it.
Very
All I know is you get colors when you do it. So that's what I did. Some things refract, and some things they have no effect at all, and some things you wouldn't expect. Little plant, a piece of a stem of a plant, and a lot of times they have these crystals inside them. But anyway, I didn't know what was going to happen, and I didn't want to mess with it, so I mixed it with the glue so that it would be contained, and I just smeared it on a glass slide and stuck it in there, and then took a picture, tilted one end of the slide up to get a different angle, and took another picture, and this was the result.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, this one is very successful. The way you work those polarizing filters, Ed, sounds like the way we adjust the polarizing filters on our projectors. And I don't know exactly what's happening. I'm not an optical engineer either, but it works. Thank you, Ed.
Yeah,
Very
thank you.
nice. Next is a cat by Herb. I think we all recognize this is Famous Cat's Yoda.
So the prompt for this was color photograph of a cat that looks like and is dressed like Yoda holding a lightsaber. And I just really like this one.
Did the AI choose to color code color match the clothing and eyes and lightsaber? Or?
This is basically, the prompt is exactly the prompt that I put in. So the AI chose everything else that I didn't specify. And
Yeah, that's very, very nice artistic effect.
And when you use Midjourney, every time you put in a prompt, it will generate 4 different images. And sometimes I like none of them. Sometimes I like more than one of them. This time I liked this one and only this one. There was another one that was a similar image, except instead of cat ears, it was actually Yoda ears. And it didn't look like a cat anymore. And so I wanted one that looked like a cat. So
yeah.
So do they use the same cat in each of the generations that?
No. The images might be completely different. I mean, and if I ask for a color photograph, I mean, sometimes what it'll give me is cartoon art that doesn't even look like a color photograph. So the images will vary greatly in quality, and sometimes if you don't like any of them, if you just give the same exact prompt again, you'll get another set of images that you might like. Sometimes you'll vary the prompt. It just depends. It's quite a bit of trial and error.
It was smart.
And came out very successful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You wonder if the colors had been different on the clothing versus, I don't think it would have been as good. The green eyes and all the green in there really made that work.
The green just really came out beautiful on this one.
Yeah. And you didn't ask for that.
No, I mean, and what I've done, and this is just so helpful if you're looking at the images in the book, and also when I'm narrating this, I'm giving the prompts exactly the way I typed them in. And sometimes I actually make a typo when I'm putting in the thing. I'll misspell something or put in double words or leave out a word. And when I put the thing in the book, I put it in exactly the way the prompt was put in, because you can go back and scroll through your images that were generated and copy and paste the prompt that you use. So if I made a typo in the prompt, that typo appears in the book exactly the way it was put into Midjourney.
Yeah, it was smart not to make the cat green, to make the cat's clothes green. I mean, you can't really call Midjourney smart, but
yeah. So one of the things is Midjourney is going through the cats that it was trained on, and it probably doesn't have any green cats in its data set, but it does have cats with green eyes. And so
that's how it figured it out. Well, thank you, Herb. Yeah, very successful and totally charming as well. Let's see. I think Roberto, I think you're up next. This is Como with Me.
Sorry, that's as Herb was telling, it's a typo there.
Okay.
It's Come With Me.
Come With Me. Come With Me is the correct title.
Yes, and this is here in Mexico City at the Museum of Modern Art. And this sculpture is outside of the building at the entrance. And I imagine this one as a hand inviting you inside the museum. I took different shots, but I like this the most with the girl in between the sculpture and the camera, because I had some clear images like with nobody in the frame, but those look like stereo. Like I didn't like it. It was like an artificial photo. And this the people here brings life to the picture, and in black and white it's a little bit more dramatic with all the textures of the scene.
Yeah, it's very good. The image quality looks great.
Yes, I use the RXO, so the shadows and the bright areas, the RXOs can bring it down to a middle point that doesn't be like that harsh. The shadows don't be like really the difference between the grayscales. It's a little bit more. I don't know how to say wider, so you can have this a little bit more sweet photos of because this one and the sun was really bright.
Yeah, I can see you did recover, quite a bit of detail, even in that bright spot on the ground in the sort of the middle background. I can still see some texture.
Actually, you can see through the windows, because as you can see the inside of the museum, you can see through the windows, and with the original picture, it's almost dark, that part.
Lovely sculpture too.
Yes, I love this museum. It has a little bit, I don't know. Well, in Mexico City, we have a lot of this kind of museums, and I love those.
I assume that is metal.
Yes, it's metal. It's like similar to a railroad. So it's really hard.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I think having the woman in the foreground really helps the depth as well. That gives us a foreground element to kind of look past or look around.
Yes, I was there like a couple of minutes, and I took I don't know, maybe 5 shots, and I have one with nobody in the frame, but I didn't like that.
That's more of a record shot as opposed to like an artistic composition.
Yes.
Taking a photo of the artwork.
Actually, I was trying to get a little bit or motion blur, but I have to stepping down the speed of the shutter. It blow up the bright spots of the picture where I lose all the details. So I couldn't lower the shutter speed. Well, with the RXOs, with a fixed aperture, it's a little bit difficult.
Yeah. Were your cameras on a tripod for this shot?
No, handheld.
Handheld. Yeah.
You can also manufacture some motion blur in Photoshop.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, thank you, Roberto.
Thank you.
Melinda, you're up next. This is the call of the slide.
Yeah, I'll call back to my recent image, the Call of the Void. So this one is a little less scary. No, I actually didn't even go down the slide. I'd been here before several months ago. I think I submitted an image once. I think it was for the special subject mirroring. I think I did a mirroring image based off of very close to this particular image. This time I shot it just normally, and I don't know, it was kind of fun. At first I was trying to shoot like straight down the that central pole, but it didn't look very good. And I tried a couple different angles, and this one I liked. Hung my toes over it, like I'm ready to go. And it's also a nice accident that my shoes match the paint pretty closely. And yeah, it's I like this. I like this subject. I like the reflections a lot.
Did you do anything to the reflection?
No, not specifically. I think I only did my normal sort of filters. I probably increased saturation. I'm sure that I adjusted the curves.
It's beautiful
think-
color and texture.
Oh, thank you. I
Reminds
think I used shadow highlights to just to bring out the detail in my pants.
Mhm.
But nothing heavy-handed, just with a bunch of my normal filters.
It just reminds me of an alabaster nautilus shell. It's just got that wonderful iridescent quality. I was just wondering if you'd soften the focus on any of that reflection.
No, it's probably just from years of use. It's
Yeah.
kind of scuffed up a little bit.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
The slide resembles a Fibonacci spiral or a golden spiral.
Yes, the golden ratio.
Yes. I don't know if it actually is that golden ratio, but that was the first thing I thought of. It's very geometric.
I think that's mostly due to the depth. So the furthest parts are closest to the center, right? Because I'm guessing that the width of the slide is the same on the top and the bottom. But I didn't go down the slide. I don't know.
I don't think you needed to. I think you got everything you needed from where you stood.
And the final question, did you jump?
No, I just didn't want to get sand in my shoes. But maybe I should have. I don't know. I wasn't feeling it. But it's funny because this is the second time I've been to this spot, and it kind of, that slide draws me there to the edge, and that's where I'm clearly drawn to taking my photos. It's funny how some subjects seem to know exactly how they want to be photographed.
Well, this one called out to you also, I think.
Yep.
Very,
And hence
very
the name.
inventive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good for you for making that climb. I would have walked right by. It's such a unique angle too. Thank you, Melinda.
Thank you.
Let's hear from Steve. This is Iceland Greenhouse. I think the title says a lot, but Steve, explain to us how you made this stereo photo.
Yeah, this is a vineyard in Reykjavik, and there are, a bunch of these these vines, these bushes, and when I first saw it, because it went back way back into space, I took pictures both with my phone and my W3. And then I saw somebody working way off in the distance, and I just kept taking pictures, hoping she would get close to me to be a little bit more interesting before our group moved on to some other place. And luckily, she did. Came out kind of greenish, and I did a fair amount of work in Affinity to get a more closer to. There's still some sort of yellowish and green in her skin, but it's a lot better than it was.
Yeah, I would take the yellow down a little bit.
Oh, I really worked this.
Was that a W3?
It is.
Yeah.
That was all I had at the time. Now I have a Beam Pro, which it is true. It's lots of fun. Does do some nice sharp pictures. So hopefully I'll find something good with that.
Oh, you will. I don't know if the Beam Pro's color is any more accurate than the W3's. So you're going to still be adjusting the color in Affinity, but
I think the lenses are sharper though.
it's definitely
I think so,
better
too.
image quality, I would say. Yeah,
I think
totally
it's
agree.
a higher resolution, isn't it?
Yeah. And they're just better sensors. They're going to be sharper, more accurate than those CCDs on the W3.
They seem to be more even too. I have the same trouble with my W3, one lens being sharper than the other. It's very irritating.
That happened to mine. And with the Beam Pro, you don't really need to align your photos like you do with the W3 sometimes. But that said, Steve, I think you picked the right subject for this. Having a person actually working in this vineyard gives it a real point of interest.
And maybe fixing the color, the left one, I see it like a little bit reddish, and maybe is the problem that we saw before, that to match the colors between both pictures.
Maybe that match color.
Yeah, well, as Melinda noted, Stereo Photo Maker does have a nice tool. I may have neglected to do that because I went from Stereo Photo Maker to Affinity, and I probably didn't go back to Stereo Photo Maker. And I have to agree with Melinda about that it doesn't seem like it does too much to change the light levels. You kind of have to do that by hand. I've had the similar experience that, yeah, it doesn't seem to match the
color
intensity. And I see that maybe there's a little bit of that in this picture too, that the right side is a little hotter, the whites are a little brighter. On the left side it's a little bit brighter.
Very nice, Steve. In spite of the flaws we've discussed, it's a great composition with a lot of depth, a lot of fun. Thank you.
Thanks, Matt.
Bob.
Yes.
This is flowering maple. This will be popping up on your screen in a few moments.
Yeah, this I worked on the original. The stamen was not coming through the window. It was actually in back. And so I skewed it so it came out, replaced. And I also, one of the leaves was violating on the upper left there. So I had that go through the window a bit. I really like this one.
Yeah.
But I was wondering how other people might react to it.
Well, both upper corners are kind of violating the window. It's not terrible, but everything else is very comfortable.
Yeah, the very top I could push back a little bit. The right side of violation doesn't bother me much. And this was in my garden the other day. I think I've shown this once before without the corrections. But I shot this with my iPhone.
Wow.
Wow.
It's good image quality too. It's very nice, warm colors, very sharp.
Did you use a 3D stereo or just do a cha-cha?
No, I think this was just a cha-cha. I have to look at the original, but yeah, I just out in the garden and the backlight from the early morning sun was coming through the Boudelon. I just love the Boudelons.
That is beautiful.
Thank you.
Wonderful symmetry also. And this is just natural light, Bob? You didn't use
no,
artificial
I didn't do
light
anything
behind this thing?
I might have run it through Topaz and done a little bit of, I don't know how much I increased the saturation at all, or the, it was pretty bright. I did cheat a bit, and the upper corners were basically black, and so I cloned in the green to tie it more into the composition.
And when you say you skewed it to put that element through the window, exactly what kind of adjustment was that? That was using the skew tool in Photoshop?
Yeah, in Photoshop. I basically I just selected the stamen and gave myself a little bit of room on one side, and then I cut and pasted it into the same position and just used the skew tool and locked the base of the stamen so that didn't move, and just the tip. And then I had to do some replacement of the background.
So you must.
So it took a while, but
Yeah.
I thought it was worth it.
Did you paint out the stamen in one view and then add it from the other view? Is that how
I
it worked?
overlapped it, and then you could see the original stamen in the background. So I took the background and just extended, like you see around the stamen petals, that green area.
Mm-hmm.
I just cloned that to cover the part that I shifted.
Yeah, I think it's flawless. I don't see any evidence of manipulation there.
That was my purpose in showing it tonight. I wanted to see if I got away with it.
I think you did.
Did.
Oh, great. Because it had to come through the window. And at first I thought, well, those highlights on the stamen, I was wondering about those, but I like the way that kind of draws the focus too.
Yeah. Well made. Thank you, Bob.
Oh.
All right.
Oh, I just looked at it on the loom pad. Looks great.
Yeah, that's how I'm looking at it.
Oh,
It's
oh, yeah, I see. It's more prominent, the window violation at the top. I might shift that back a bit. I don't want to change the composition, but yeah, that would help.
No, I think I've been fooling with it a little bit. If you just bring the stereo window back just a little bit, it really seems to add a lot more life to the overall sort of interior space.
I might do what I did. I cheated a bit on that leaf in the upper left too by cutting and pasting it and shifting it so that it didn't violate. It kind of stayed in the frame there, but I like the distance that the stamen's coming out of the frame, so I might want to try to just do the same thing I did on the stamen with those side and top pieces. And see if I can shift them back a little bit with skewing.
Should be a pretty minor adjustment, yeah.
Yeah, just the tip of it, feather it out.
All right, thanks, Bob.
Sure.
Let's move on. This next one is by me. And I have some notes to read because this is kind of a journalistic shot. This is Stephen Molo. He's the man in the suit who everyone is pointing a camera at. This was at the Musk v. Altman trial at the federal courthouse in Oakland. I worked next door to that, so I was kind of lurking around there during my lunch break to capture the action. I got this with my X-Reel Beam Pro. Stephen Molo is or was Elon Musk's attorney in this trial, and this is after the trial. At the conclusion, he had kind of slipped out a side door and was immediately drew all of these photographers. And I happened to be right in the thick of things. I took quite a few photos. This is the only one I took where I could see his face. So this is the one that I'm showing. 10 seconds later, it was all over. So it was kind of exciting to be there in the middle, the thick of things. I got a lot of photos of demonstrators and that kind of subject that I'll be showing. And the last thing I'll say is I did do a lot of work on this. This was a very bright day. So there were a lot of blowouts and there was a lot of noise. I think it might have just pushed the Beam Pro's sensor a little too far. So I did have to adjust the shadows and the highlights quite a bit. And that's it.
Well, it looks good, and it's a good record too.
Yeah, it's a record shot. I have a better shot where there are more photographers. Unfortunately, someone was holding a smartphone up and it blocked his face. And ultimately, I thought the one where you could see the subject was more successful, even if it didn't exhibit as much depth. So my lurking paid off.
I'm curious, the guy in the teal in the dead center, his rig, is that all the accessories attached to his camera?
Yeah, I think, he's using a DSLR to shoot video, and he's got his, microphones, he's got a light.
It looks like he's got a Commando Cody ray gun in there. He's got everything attached to that camera.
Looks like a Men in Black thing.
Yes.
These news camera people, the gear they carry around is a lot more compact than it used to be. And a lot of smartphones, as you can see, which I guess is all you need. Thank you. Let's move on to one of Herb's. These are cats at home watching TV.
So the prompt for this one was color photograph of a family of cats at home watching TV. So a very simple prompt, and I like the way it turned out.
And
Interesting that there's two TVs in there.
Yes.
One might be a computer. I don't know.
I'm
I guess
curious.
it's a TV.
Looks like an old TV.
Yeah.
I'm curious how our robot overlords decide what's going to be playing on the TV.
Right. Yeah.
And why the cats would be interested in that.
Yeah. Should have a cat food ad.
There's no birds or fish in it. What is-
And actually, very often it's the sound rather than the picture that gets the cat's interest. So,
It's Eastern European. That's all I can
Yeah.
tell.
Right.
Herb, did you specify what the cats would be watching on TV?
Yeah. As I said, the prompt is the prompt.
Huh.
So, I mean, if I wanted to specify what they were watching, I could have said color photograph of a family of cats at home watching birds on TV, or watching fish on TV, or watching a commercial. You can make the prompt as elaborate or as vague as you want. And what I generally do is I generally start out with a vague prompt and see what I come up with. And then if I don't like it, I will often make the prompt more specific. But I'm often surprised by what I come up with a vague prompt.
Yeah. Boy, I will say, now you're using Owl 3D to convert these
I
mid-journeys. You know, of course, we've already discussed the whiskers, but it does seem to do a really good job with the fur on the cats. I mean, there does seem to be some depth, some texture there. It's not like it's not like they're smooth with a kind of a fur texture on them. They do look furry to me.
Yeah, no, I think it does a better job with fur or thick hair. In other words, like if you have somebody with a bushy haircut, or a woman with long hair, it does better. What it doesn't do well on is single strands of hair or whiskers, or fishing line, or phone wires, or but hair comes out okay, I think.
Yeah. This one looks particularly photorealistic to me.
And I guess one thing I'll point out is that for Windows, they have released Owl 2.0, which has additional features to support the Owl 3D Shift, which is the Kickstarter thing. The Mac version is still at version 1.85, which doesn't have the new features. Now, I don't know whether there's any improvements to the depth generation in the new version of Owl, because I don't have I do have a PC, but I don't do much on it. So I do all my real work on Mac.
And do you know Owl 2.0 for Windows? You can still use it for free. It doesn't require a subscription.
No, you cannot. Well, actually, the free plan is pretty limited in what you can do with it. I have used the Plus plan.
Got it. Okay. Thank you, Herb. Roberto, let's hear about Escape.
Yes, this was again last weekend during this event, and here in the same park. As I told you, there were different scenes, and here I found a photographer taking this kind of pictures. He took different elements, and then he took this plastic sheet. Well, this plastic big piece of shit of plastic. And he was taking this picture. So while he was taking pictures, I fixed my camera to the settings. And then I asked him to take me a picture with my setting, with my RXOs. And he was directing me. And maybe I'm not the best model. I was very plain in my other shots. But this was a little bit more artistic. And it was like, I don't know, trying to give some expression, and the others were a little bit more boring. So I selected this, and I like the result with the 3D set of this scene.
That's great. Perfect pose.
Yeah, it looks like some kind of classical painting or something.
Yeah.
Exactly. It reminds me of those old stereographs of from the turn of the century. It's really
It's very sculptural.
Yes, I was trying to here in the middle of the park. We are surrounded by different sculptures, and some are like Greekish, and I inspire in one of those.
well. If they ever do a statue of you, that's the pose. that
Yep, maybe not naked, but yep.
I don't
The plastic sheeting has such an unusual effect in stereo. It's
Yes, give a different
Takes on
kind
a new
of
quality.
texture because it's semi-transparent. So
yeah. Did the photographer have any comments about your camera rig after you?
actually
You handed
didn't
it
get
over?
what I was doing. I only explained him that shooting with one, it will shoot both cameras, and that was it. And because it was on demand, there were many people trying to get the shot, so we couldn't get into the conversation.
Well, I think your settings were correct.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, good background too. I like
Yeah.
the those
Every-
dappled colors, dappled lighting, and it's fun composition.
We had a lot of fun that day.
And yeah, I think it's very successful in black and white.
Yes, we in color, all the colors doesn't make the texture. You can appreciate it. So here, I believe it's a little more clear.
I'll let you focus on it. Thank you, Roberto. All right, Melinda, I believe that the title is Untitled.
Correct.
Okay.
In fact,
Untitled 3 is what I have.
yeah, I think I've submitted a couple untitled before. And sort of in that vein, I'd kind of rather hear people's impressions rather than tell you anything about it, if you don't mind.
Is this a cha-cha?
No, it's straight out of the Beam Pro.
Looks like they didn't get enough water. Glass is empty.
So I guess you're pointing slightly down. I mention that because it seems to me that the wall behind it is kind of at an angle.
Yes.
I think because of the Beam Pro's wide lenses, it can accentuate that kind of distortion.
Definitely. And there's like one little flower at the top that's sticking through the window, but otherwise it's all behind the window.
Yeah. I like your frame.
We thought about pushing it further through the window.
No. I mean, as I played with the depth, this is definitely where I liked it.
A table.
If I bring it too forward, then it starts getting confusing. But I'm sorry, Phyllis, what were you saying?
The table could even come through the window.
No, that's what I was thinking.
Well placed.
It could, yeah, maybe with a little lower angle. Yeah, so really this for me was all about a mood. So I don't know if I captured it, but yeah, it wasn't about the composition or even the subjects. It was just a mood that it evoked for me. But I don't think it's coming through.
I don't know. It has a melancholy feel to it. I don't agree that pushing it forward would hurt it. I think it might accentuate it a little more. bring you closer to it.
Normally, I like doing that, yeah, but this I liked.
Mm-hmm.
I liked having a little distance here.
You might want to consider darkening the background, that wall, or maybe darkening half of it to give it kind of the a side light appearance. It's such a, bright, well lit scene. I don't know if that really works with the mood that you're trying to achieve.
Yeah, I think you're right. I'm not sure how well I could darken the background, but that might help.
Perhaps a little vignetting.
Vignetting maybe after the background is darkened. Yeah, or maybe in black and white. I don't know.
Yeah, so one other comment, I like that that pink frame around it, that it matches the flowers. That really adds a nice touch.
Oh, thank you.
You might be able to bring the wall down with the highlight tool. That is a lot of selecting to do otherwise, but
yeah.
Worth a
Just
shot.
consider an experiment.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing it.
Thank you.
All right, Steve. This is a familiar scene for me. Scooters is the title.
Yeah, this is the same day and the same place as my first picture. In fact, Matt's somewhere nearby. A bunch of the pictures I took have him in it, but he's not in this one. And I just liked, that there were a bunch of green scooters. This is at Fort Mason, and it was, I think, unusually crowded because there was some Formula One event going on.
Yeah, they weren't all there for the art exhibit.
Anthony McCall.
Right.
Yeah, but that wasn't unattended. I think when we went to the Anthony McCall, there were about 4 or 5 other people at the same time. So there are patrons of the arts in San Francisco. It's not just Mexico City.
Well, Steve, I tried to capture the same scene and I was not successful. None of the shots that I took of these scooters, I felt really caught the density and the chaos of the environment. And I think you did. These were people who took these scooters to the event and then just, kind of abandoned them or left them there. And they really piled up. Yeah. And you can see that mob of people behind them. This does capture the energy of that day, I would say.
It was kind of a mess downtown too. The whatever that Formula One thing was.
Yeah.
Really brought out crowds.
I think it took us 2 hours to get from Fort Mason to Montgomery Street, heading home.
Yeah, actually the other way around. We started at Montgomery Street and got to Fort Mason, and then we walked to the movie theater to see Georges Méliès with live music.
Right, that was nice.
I took the bus down there to basically to Montgomery, so and that worked pretty well. Certainly, I was certainly glad that I didn't drive.
Yeah. Yes. Steve, I can see some blowouts indicative of the W3 in the background, those sort of white elements. Not a whole lot you can do about it. It's definitely a W3 shot, I would say.
Oh, yeah.
But great depth. Great subject. You did better with this one than I did.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. All right.
Here, I'm great.
Bob?
Yes.
Here's a change of pace. Tell us about Soul Train.
Oh,
This is my friend Max Clark, who is also a musician as well as a stereo photographer. He goes by his alter ego, Max Claxon. And this was originally a 2D image, and I just skewed the hell out of it here. And it was a shot of him with his suitcase on a platform. So I took one of his songs that had, I think one of his albums is called Nothing, and put it on the side of the train, stuck him inside. And I was curious. I gave it a little depth, pushed his nose out a bit, and did a lot of warping on various parts. So just curious the reaction of people. And
That was very dramatic.
and I like the saying I came up for it, the title.
So all skewing and warping. You didn't run this through Owl or
No
Aversity or
no
anything
owl
like
this
that?
time. I'm curious how I'm not as versed on borders as Melinda, so I'm not sure how this works. So it looks okay.
No, you did great, and
Okay.
you also echoed some of the colors in the image and
Yeah.
in the border.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
I like Max sitting in the train window.
Yeah, I like that too. This is another shot I grabbed off his Facebook page. But yeah, I mean, I'd like the windows coming out of his eyes to be a little more, kind of the angle would be a little less bent. But I guess that's
Yeah.
works.
You
Yeah,
have to set
it's
his
fine.
head back
It's kind of the
farther.
subject of the image, right?
Yeah,
Or it's
exactly.
the most dramatic part. So,
Yeah,
so why not? It's
the windows to the Soul Train. Yes.
Yeah.
I hope you sent it to him.
Oh yeah, no, he loved it.
That's great.
I was debating whether I'm preparing the show for 3D Con and debating whether to put this in with some of the other cards. So
Absolutely.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
I will.
I think you should.
Yeah.
It gets our stamp of approval.
Okay. Well, I'll put that in the promo. Yeah, that's his logo for his alter ego, the MK
Max
star.
Claxon. And what's that Nothing written on the
Yeah, that
trains?
again, that's from his album, and he does a very kind of. If you're familiar with Laurie Anderson, his music is very. In fact, he does a lot of covers of her songs.
All right.
And this was, I believe, the title of one of his albums, and I grabbed it off the album cover and put it on the train.
Well, in this image, he definitely looks the part.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bob.
Well, he worked out. I mirrored him, and he mirrored very well.
Yeah. He's very symmetrical.
Yes. Yeah.
Well done. Thanks, Bob.
Sure.
This next photo is by me. One California is the title. It's also the location. I love these big signs. They're all over the city. There's actually a identical sign on the other side of this building. This is at 1 California Street in San Francisco. I've made, I don't know how many dozens of mediocre photos of this sign over the years. I can never get it in interesting light or with any sort of interesting action happening around it. It doesn't necessarily make a strong subject on its own. But I was walking by and shooting something else, and I glanced over and I really like the side light on the sign, the way it's partially in shadow. And this person was sitting right in that shaft of light. So I had to grab that. And then the third thing I did, which I seldom do, is I cropped this as a portrait aspect ratio rather than landscape. And that really brought it together because there was just a lot of uninteresting things happening to the left and the right of it. So, you know, I'm happy with it. I'm satisfied now that I have captured this sign and I can get on with my life.
Well, I like the way you put it, you know, that the sort of less is more, and you've kind of you kind of tried seeing what happens when you chop away the stuff you don't really need. It definitely makes it a lot more powerful, I think.
Yeah,
And how fortunate the guy just sat there in the sun.
Yeah.
The one thing that might be fun to try would be to adjust the color of his shirt so that it matches the sign.
That's great advice.
Because they're close. So
Yeah.
if you could bring them even closer, it might resonate somehow.
I will definitely do that. There's yeah, that'll be very straightforward to do. I should have thought about that myself.
I don't know. I liked it. That was the first thing that struck me. I thought, did you bring a shirt for him to wear just for that sculpture? Because it's perfect. I think and the light.
Yeah, I think his shirt has a little bit more magenta in it than the sign does.
Well, the right chip has it looks brighter to me. It may just be my iPad here. But
yeah, it could be not
the
too
angle.
Much. I
thought the color was fine.
Oh, well, good to know. Thanks, guys. Yeah,
but you could try it.
I will try it, and thank you very much. And I took these with my Sony cameras, by the way. Let's move on to Herb. Herb, these get more and more photorealistic to me. This is cats at home during rainstorm.
Yes. So, and I deliberately put them in this order for that reason. But the prompt was color photograph of a family of cats in their cozy home looking out their front window on a wet, miserable, rainy day.
I'm curious, the cat on the right, like the previous cat in your other shot, doesn't seem to be looking at the rain. He's checking out the other cats.
Yeah, and
in the last shot, he was looking at the TV set that was on the fritz that didn't have an image in it. So he's definitely the oddball in the family, I think.
Right. And I'm not sure why it came out that way. I think there's two possibilities, and I would love to be able to read Midjourney's mind. So one possibility is, if you notice, all the cats are mostly looking sort of straight ahead. So because the cat is positioned that way, none of them really have their heads turned very much. It's mainly, turned at a very slight angle. So it might be just because Midjourney has them all looking straight ahead, rather than an intentional fact that this cat is looking at the other cats. And I don't know.
I have found with Google Gemini, which I've experimented with generating images, it's very hard to get whether it's a cat, because I did my own cat series inspired by yours, Herb. It was very hard to get the cat to look anywhere except towards the viewer. And I think that must be a limitation of Gemini. I couldn't, for instance, I generated one and a cat was a movie director, and I wanted the cat looking at the actors, but instead the cat was facing away from the actors, and I just couldn't convince Gemini that it's okay to show the back of the cat's head.
And I haven't had as much problem with that if I structure the prompt like the cats are looking out the window, then, you know, the cats are inside the house, the cats are looking out the window, it's rainy outside, that sort of forces the cats to be looking away from you because of the way the prompt is structured. Because otherwise they wouldn't be looking out the window.
Right, right. Well, I really appreciate your ordering, your progression here, going from sort of fantastic to realistic. It's amazing that the same program can generate all those photos.
I wonder if.
Go ahead, Melinda.
Thanks. Just for experiment's sake, I wonder what would happen if you hold it that the cats are focused on a mailman, standing in the terrible rain or something, and then you just remove the mailman.
I could try that. Yeah. I will try that, because I think you do kind of have to, especially with the one that I use, this Gemini, sometimes you do have to kind of hack it or somehow convince it to do what you want.
I think Gemini's run by cats.
Must be.
Who do what they want to do.
That's up to the cats. Yes, you can't change a cat's mind.
So anyway, just a bit of trivia. I first started this project in May of 2025, so it's just barely over a year, and I have over 100 pages with 3 images per page, so over 300 cat photos in the book now.
Incredible.
I don't know if it's legal to call them photos, but
they're
images.
Stereo images. Well done. Thank you, Herb. Next up is Eve is the title, and it's by Roberto.
Well, yes, this is another picture from last weekend, and while I was here in this park, I make some new friends, and she was with a group of actors, and they were like enjoying the 2 of them were this was their first day going out naked, and she asked to take some pictures, like in the middle of the park. We set up this place that we found these flowers, and her actual name is Eve. So I asked her to dress her Eve suit, and then we take her out to take some pictures. And I like this one. It's subtle. It's not that exposed, to say like that. And the result, it was okay with the sun. As I told you, it was a harsh. It was noon, so the sun was direct. But with the RxOs, I can recover some shadows, and the brightness of the sun I could reduce a little bit and recover some texture. So the result, I really like it. Maybe I remove the first flower that it's in the front, getting out of the window. But I enjoy the day, and we were enjoying the day taking pictures outside.
I wouldn't remove that front flower. I think it adds to it.
Mm-hmm. I might a little bit off the right side, but yeah, I agree. I think the flower needs to be out there.
Yeah, I agree with you, Bob. I would suggest trying to crop it a bit. You can lose a bit off the left and the right without compromising the story that the photo tells.
That sounds like a good idea.
I think I would just do the right-hand side. The left, having that nice diagonal through there
Yeah.
is really powerful.
I agree.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, nothing you can do about that harsh sun.
Yes, well, actually, we were trying to do something in the shadows, but the flowers were outside, so
Yeah.
we have to go out.
Roberto, I saw and you had described to us the way you're able to achieve flash stereo photography with your Sonys, having a third
Well, yes,
camera
I set up.
device.
Yes, I set up with a intervalometer. I set up two receivers. One goes to the RXOs and the other to my Sony A6 6500, and the trigger goes to both. And so when I trigger the flash on the 6500, it triggers for all of them. So it works fine for the setup.
I wonder if a fill flash would have aided this, would have made the exposure a little more even.
Actually, I brought my flashes and my whole setup. I brought it, but I forgot my my batteries for my intervalometer.
That sounds like one of my days. Good to know.
Yes, I had the whole setup, but forgot my batteries.
Well, I think this is still a very successful shot. Just a suggestion. Thank you, Roberto.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
So we've got about 8 or 10 minutes left scheduled in the meeting. We're going to go a little bit late. We've got 4 more stereo photos to enjoy. I just don't want us to feel rushed. If you have to leave at 9, of course, I understand. But we'll get through these and we'll be wrapping up before it's too late. But let's not rush through these last 4. Let's hear from Melinda about wheelchair waiting.
Yeah, so this is the Marina Yacht Harbor that I pass many, many, many times. And I don't think that I've ever seen the tide so high that it covers the bottom of this wheelchair platform thing. And I thought that was pretty picturesque. So I went down there and got pretty low and tried to let the water be the subject.
Yeah, you've got a nice transparency effect happening with the water on the on this wheelchair access ramp. Was this like a king tide or something?
With the wheelchair there.
Yeah, I've seen bicycles down there. I've never seen a wheelchair. Sorry, Matt. What did you say?
Was this like during a king tide or something?
I believe so. Yeah. It was certainly quite high, and I just happened to be there at the right time.
Yeah.
And I had to do quite a bit. The image was kind of blown out in a lot of ways, so took a bit of work to isolate the sky, get a little more contrast there, and I know that I did touch the saturation too.
Well, I think you did right by getting that low angle.
Here
Yeah,
sorry.
I wasn't sure which, what to shoot exactly and what my subject was, but I guess eventually I realized, okay, it's the water.
A lot of nice diagonals in there.
Yeah,
Adds drama.
more geometry.
Here with a polarized lens, you can you can adjust the amount of reflection that you want from the water.
Yeah, I really want to start playing with some lenses, but I'm not really set up to do that. I love the idea though.
All right, thank you, Melinda.
Thank you.
Yeah, I had some luck with polarized lenses, but you have to make sure that they're adjusted identically for both lenses. Because I also have a whole set with a whole lot of retinal rivalry in them because I didn't get that right. That said, Steve, you're up next. The title is Tubular.
This is sort of a tube. It's a display in Norway, depicting the aurora borealis, and just kind of like the depth. I think these are kind of like strings that stuff is projected on, and this is funny. The earlier picture. Somebody made a reference to pseudo stereo. I had actually looked at this one in pseudo. It works. I think it works both ways. If you wanted to
I will
switch
do that,
it.
yes. It'll take a few moments to catch up on our YouTube and Twitch streams, but let's see what it looks like in pseudo.
Yeah, it does work.
There we go.
So there are actually several of these displays. This is just the one that came out the best because I had to hold pretty still to get the W3 to get the image.
What is the material that this tube is made of? Is it like a fabric?
Yeah, I think these are a series of strings or fabrics.
Strings.
Yeah, some kind of translucent material that something's projected on. It's almost like a little art project.
Yeah.
It was in a museum.
So how does this this exhibit compare to the actual auroras that you saw and photographed?
Well, this is a lot brighter and also has depth. And there's no perceived depth in the aurora borealis, but of course it fills up the sky, so it's technically bigger, although it's so far away, it's hard to get a sense.
Yeah.
I thought this was pretty cool.
Well, they got the color right, and the streaks are definitely reminiscent of auroras, and then the circular shape is kind of accurate because the effects happen pretty much in a circle around the pole, depending on the size, the level of activity. If it's really active, it'll be a full circle around the pole.
Okay. Thanks for that info.
You might want to clone that anomaly, maybe match it a little better between the right and the left. That center square, that orange.
Looks like an exit sign or something.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
Looking
I
through
would
the
I would take
tube.
that out.
Oh yeah, I see what you're looking at. Okay, yeah, good idea.
If you could change the color of it to match the greens of the aurora simulation, it would fit right in.
That
Thank you, Steve.
might work. I think it would probably work better to just I could probably just desaturate it.
Yeah. Yeah,
You
wouldn't
wouldn't
need to
even notice
clone
it.
Just bring down the color. Thanks, Steve.
desaturate. Yeah, I might probably bring down the lightness of it because it'll look bright. It's certainly more prominent on the right side picture.
All right, Bob, you're up next. I think we've seen an earlier version of this. You can
Right.
tell us how it's
I wanna-
been improved. This is underground parking.
Right. I decided I didn't want it to be a perfect mirror and thought I'd give it a little asymmetry. So took out one of the signs on the right. There were two, a mirror of that circular sign on the wall, and took out one of the posts. I think it works better in terms of the movement.
And the girl.
Yeah. The girl I haven't changed. She's still from De Chirico's surrealist painting. I love her. She's prominent in one of his paintings that I love. So I put her in the underground parking even though she doesn't have a car. So
But she has a wheel.
she does. She does.
I kind of hate to ask, but Matt, do you recall if this took a prize?
I don't know off the top of my head.
It did.
though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got best stereo effect or something in one of the PSAs. The
No,
old,
I mean from our when you
I don't know.
when you submitted it for us, because that would make it ineligible.
I don't think it was in the top 3 as I recall, but I'm not sure.
Oh, there was a prize. I didn't get any prize.
Okay, that's good to know.
No, I have shown
You added the girl in.
here before. Yeah. But the other version of it. I just wanted to see the reaction to it being not so symmetrical and mirrored.
It looks better, but I can't say exactly how. I thought I recall something wrong with the girl, but she looks perfect. But then you said you didn't even change it.
Maybe I had another version of it where she's in the middle of the main driveway. So this could have been a different version.
That could be it. I like this better. It's definitely working.
I definitely like the asymmetry of having that single circle sign on the wall there. I think it just balances it all much better. Also ties into her hoop more. So,
Perfect example for doing this.
Yeah, very strong.
but this is another iPhone Cha-Cha. It was at a winery in Italy. It's just fantastic underground.
Yeah, it looks more like the set to Forbidden Planet than parking structure.
Yeah,
It's
be
fantastic.
great in sci-fi movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks, Bob.
Sure.
All right, we have one more photo. It's by me. It's one of my landscapes. I've been working on this landscape project, or I did work on a landscape project this spring before the hills, East Bay Hills, turned brown. I still got them green. This one's a bit too hyper, which is unfortunate. This was not fully successful. The real problem I had with it was that all of the layers were really kind of in the front, with all this these trees and shrubs and foliage. So I needed to go a little wider than I wanted to get separation between those elements. And then, of course, the rest of the background is, kind of flat because it's far away. But I really wanted to make this one work because it was such a clear morning. You can see clear, straight through downtown Richmond, the Chevron refinery, and then that's Mount Tamalpais behind it. And that palm tree kind of in the center of the composition is all that remains of a sanatorium that used to stand here. This is in Wildcat Canyon. The tree survived, the building did not.
The hyperness doesn't bother me at all. I think it adds a little interest to it to have those layers.
Yeah, thanks. I think it's a little too hyper for a big screen like a 3D TV or projected. It's okay on my Loom pad,
Mm-hmm.
free viewing on a smartphone.
Yeah, I'm concerned about that problem as well, preparing stuff for the 3D con, because it's going to be on a 16 foot by 20 or
Yeah.
something. No, it's more. I forget the size of the screen, but it's huge. So
This would give the audience a headache
Yeah.
on that screen, I'm sure. But
I don't have a problem with it. I mean, obviously, every work looks different in a different setting, but this is not too much for me at all.
oh, good,
No.
good.
And I especially like the clear air. It's yeah, you can see all the way to the refinery. That's really helpful for hypers.
In the 3 months that I worked on this project, this was the only day that I had this incredible clarity. And it was the first day I went out. I took this in March, so I was really kind of fumbling a little bit with my separation and all that. But in spite of that, I kept it. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Also, I'll just mention if you wanted to, bring out the 3D nature of the background without harming your foreground, you can use Oleg's technique of making actual layers and offsetting the background layers more extreme than the foreground.
You're right. I could easily select the mountain range, Mount Tamalpais there, and just shift it over a little bit in one view and set it back a little bit. That's a great idea. I think I'll do that. I really want to do something with these landscapes, so I'll keep working on them.
I've got to take off. I want to thank everybody.
Yeah. Thanks, Bob. Thanks for sticking around.
Sure.
And we'll see you next week. Our next meeting is next week. It's our special. The subject is frames within frames. Use natural or structural openings to frame a distant subject. We will also be seeing the Detroit Stereoscopic Society's Image of the Year slideshow. That's 12 images. Okay, so that concludes the slideshow. Has everyone who is participating in the poll had a chance to make their selections? Does anyone need me to go through the slideshow again or show any specific photos? Has everyone who is participating submitted their poll?
I tried, but I got an error, so I am transferring my voting.
Oh, okay. I'll give you... Do you need a minute?
A minute, yes. Just
Okay.
give me a
No
minute.
problem.
I will let you know. Thank you.
Let me know if you need to see anything in particular if you've forgotten. In the meantime, I will announce that, our meetings tend to be a bit quieter in the summer. So I think next week we'll probably have a shorter meeting. I encourage everyone to submit photos for the special subject, but we'll definitely have time for the Detroit Stereographic Society's Image of the Year slideshow. They have some very nice photos, and we will be recruiting them to judge an Image of the Year slideshow for us. Of course, we don't really have seasons like other clubs. We just go all year. So we'll do this, in November or December. Should be a nice change of pace. while we're waiting, does anyone have anything they'd like to share? Any 3D movie recommendations? New titles? Old titles?
I saw the Terminator 2 in 3D. I didn't see you guys out there, but it was quite good, and it was a big crowd. There were at least a couple hundred people.
Oh, that's great.
It was very nice to see. Everybody had a really good time, and one of the best conversions I've ever seen. I really have no criticism of the 3D effect. I mean, I'd like it a little brighter, but that's not a problem with the conversion.
Yeah.
Totally recommend it if people get a chance. The movie holds up really well. I really do like it.
And James Cameron did personally oversee that conversion, so it's definitely one of the better ones. I'm sorry I couldn't make it. I was just tied up. Couldn't make it happen. I'm really pleased to hear that it was well attended too. I guess Terminator 2 is more of a crowd pleaser.
I couldn't reopen the poll, so we can continue.
Okay.
I don't know why.
I am going to calculate the poll results. It just takes me a minute in my spreadsheet, so I'm going to disappear for just a minute or two. I'll do this as fast as I can. I did practice before the meeting. I'll be right back with the results.
Perfect. I would like to ask you if you have seen this kind of 3D art. I don't know if you know how do they do it. Let me share you this with you, this group. Share. Copy link. Chat here. Paste. Okay, this one. I have seen these pictures, but I don't know how or what kind of program do they do to generate this kind of images.
Well, those are fractals.
Yep.
There's a couple of popular ones. The main one that people use, I think, is called monthy bulb. Let me find that.
But the program that they use to convert the fractals to 3D, because I have seen that they are like very well done. The images, there are some fractals, there are some 3D images like, I don't know, like a sculpture, like cartoons, and the results are really detailed.
So I think Mandelbulb, or there are some others, will actually let you generate the stereoscopic images, so you don't have to convert them. It will generate a left and right eye.
Okay.
Yeah, and they are three-dimensional objects, so it is built right in. So you can probably have it render stereo pairs automatically. But
there's somebody in our club who does precisely that. He somehow I don't know exactly how he does it, but he'll move the camera a certain amount between the left and the right image to actually capture the stereoscopic image of the fractal.
Okay. I used to, many years ago with my HTC 3D, I generated, I am an industrial designer, so with the 3D Max, I place my both cameras at the distance and generated two renders. But I thought that there was something different with this one.
well, it's got some nice wispy quality to it. It's not a hard surface like most of them, and it works in 3D because it is natively 3D.
Yeah, I get it.
Fool around with it. I mean, these are a lot of fun to explore. You can make things that nobody else has ever seen before.
Yes. Mhm. Okay.
All right. Thank you for your patience. Let's take a look at our results. I'm getting a little better at this. At some point, it'll be instant, but still working on that. And here are our poll results. If you're watching the Zoom or Twitch streams, you unfortunately won't be able to see these results, but you can see them on our live Zoom meeting. We had some very close scores. Looks like we had some broad agreement about Roberto's Escape, Bob's Flowering Maple, and Bob's Angkor Wat Reflection. So well done, guys. I'm not gonna define first, second, or third, but we will say that these are all very well received. So well done.
Perfect.
And I will eventually I do, of course, archive these, and I will post these and make them available on the website sooner rather than later. All right. Well, thank you, everyone.
And thank you. Well, yes. Have you think something about the group that we were discussing? I don't know, Facebook groups or something that we can share stuff that we find during the month, because maybe sometimes we find something that maybe we forgot after I don't know, between these times of a month between each meeting. Maybe we can find something and we can share it in a I don't know, maybe Discord or something like that.
Yeah, we do have our Groups IO discussion board.
Uh-huh.
And that's where we have been. Let me see if I can get the link to this here. This is where we have been hosting discussions.
Okay.
Let me, let's see.
I'm going to take off. Have a good evening, everyone.
See you next time, Herb. Thank you. I will put this link as soon as I can find it. Here it is. So yeah, I do encourage everyone to keep using our chat. I personally am less enthusiastic about the idea of like a Facebook group, but if there is a better solution than our Groups IO discussion board, we can talk about that. But I think this is a great place to keep the conversation going, post any ideas, any questions you have, any photos or techniques that you discover.
Perfect. Yes. Thank you.
So I look forward to your next post, Roberto.
Sure.
Where is the post for the submissions for the PSA?
Oh, let me repost that for you. Sure.
Chat.
This is for the
submissions for PSA.
Is this, you're referring to the non-star competition that
right.
Herb mentioned? Here it is right here. Let me put this in the chat. And here's that link.
I couldn't find it in the chat, and I know it's here. There it is. Okay.
Yeah,
Let me copy that down.
We've got a pretty long chat. Now, if you've earned a PSA star, then you're not eligible. It's specifically for people who have not yet earned a star or any, kind of rating. But for those who fit this criteria, I do encourage you to participate. Winning images will be presented at the PSA Annual Photo Festival in Las Vegas in September. All right.
All right.
Well, thank you, everyone.
you.
I will see you next
you.
week, and have a great week. Great slideshow tonight. Keep shooting, everyone. I'll see you next week.
Bye. Thank
Bye,
you.
all.
Bye.
Bye.